Darius, just kind of first of all, just kind of reflect on the other night in Tempe, Arizona. You know, you guys had a lead. Arizona State claws back, and you know you got to pull that. You know you got to get a split on the road. So you kind of put the team on your back. You know, you're going to the basket, you're getting fouled, you're driving to the hole. So, what's kind of as a senior leader point guard when you know you got to step up at the end of the game? What's going through your mind?
Honestly, like you said, I mean, I'm a senior leader. I trust all the work that I put in. My teammates believe in me, and the coaches that believe in me. They drew up plays for me to go out and execute, and that's what I did.
What did you guys like out of this road trip? You guys went 1-1. You battled against Arizona, then you came back and won Arizona State. You didn't fold on the second part of it. What did you guys like?
I think we showed our relentlessness. When we played Arizona the first night, we got down by 16, but we were able to walk them down, and we ended up tying the game. Eventually, we never able to take the lead, but we did a good job of fighting back on the road in a great environment like that. So it shows that we can compete at any level, especially on the road or at home. We had to bounce back and regrouped, and we got the win at Arizona State.
Darius, obviously, Keyshawn scored 29 of your guys' 49 first half points, but then he goes out in the second half for about 8 minutes of game time in foul trouble. What was your mindset and also your communication with JJ as you guys kind of took the scoring and really just worked towards putting the team on your back and making things happen on the offensive end?
Honestly, I've been telling JJ, since the summer, since his first game with us at Texas A&M. He's definitely been a spark off the bench this year for us, kind of like our X factor a little bit. Come in and just making plays right away. With him, it doesn't even have to be with scoring. He's just a lot of energy plays, with defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, getting deflections on basketballs, and the scoring eventually found him. He had 2 open threes, and he capitalized on them.
Darius, when a guy like Keyshawn gets hot, you get a player or teammate that gets hot like that. What's that like for you as the point, the guard out there trying to make sure? Do you try to make sure he gets the ball every time because he's got the hot hand, or do you just want the offense to kind of flow organically as you guys are going through it?
Honestly, he's one of our better scorers on the team, and he had a hot hand, so we want to keep trying to feed him until that hand wears off. But if I get an open look, or someone else gets an open look, give him a little bit of relief. Try to take the defense focus off him a little bit.
Looking ahead to Saturday, you faced Houston a number of times in your college career. What makes this team so consistently difficult to score against?
Honestly, just their defense. Everyone on their team, they buy into their role, making sure they try to lock down to whoever they're guarding at the best position that they can be. And they're very active. They have a lot of energy. They're a bunch of junkyard dogs, as our coach would say. And they're second chance. They're all over the offensive glass, and they're just a very tough team.
Keeping ahead to Saturday, have you gotten a chance to look at Houston first, and then also how do you guys plan on taking advantage of using your home court to your advantage, having a top 10 team here?
Yeah, we got to take a look at them today, watching scouting and watching film, watching some of their things they like to do offensively and defensively. But it is our home court advantage. Being a senior guard, a senior leader, I kind of know what to expect, so I can give that feedback to my teammates. And we just have to match their physicality and play defense.
You guys coming off a big road win, got some momentum going. You got a top 10 team coming in. How thirsty are you guys for a signature win and really put a stamp on this season?
We're super hungry for this, but we're not going to try to put Houston on a higher pedestal than anyone else. They're a basketball team, Big 12 team, just like any other Big 12 team. So we have to go on and compete at a high level and be a very physical team. And whoever's the type of team will come out to win.
A lot can be made about the offensive performance last game. You had a really nice defensive play, kind of that pesty little forced turnover. What goes through your mind on defense, and do you like that type of label?
Yeah, I pride myself in defense. Being a smaller guard and giving myself a chance to be able to compete at the next level. I know I'm gonna have to be a good defender. On ball and off the ball. Being able to fight through screens, get deflections, get my hands on balls, get steals and stuff like that. But I was kind of upset at myself because I missed the 2 free throws, so I was like, I got to get this back, make myself feel better. So, I got a little bit of an energy boost right there. So.
In those last 5 minutes, you went, you drove the paint a lot, in those one-on-one matchups. Is that just kind of matchup dependent, or is that something that you decided it was time for you to take over, or was it a need with Keyshawn in that foul trouble situation?
I'm just trying to give my teammates, a great look. I know a lot of people are going to be focused on me with the scout and stuff like that. So, if I can get in the paint and cause the defense to collapse, either I'm going to have a play for myself or play for my teammates. As you saw earlier on, I was able to get into the paint. I found JJ open for a 3. And then I was able to use my pump fake and get around guys and make shots.
Darius, how do you guys balance? You mentioned this earlier about physicality. How do you balance being physical, down low especially, but also try to avoid getting into foul trouble, try to avoid putting yourself maybe behind the eight ball, so to speak, when it comes to that?
Well, it starts off with, doing your work early, trying not to let them catch it inside. That's something we've been preaching a lot recently. So I feel like it starts there, and then, also we just got to be disciplined. You got to be physical a little bit, but play our defense without fouling.
Darius, UCF has a space game tradition. Started in football, now it's basketball's part of it. I think you might have played in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball-wise, you got a special jersey. How excited are you for the space game, and how do you like those threads?
I'm super excited. I was hoping, at least one of these years we got some all blue threads. I was hoping, but hey, I'm not the guy up top, so but I'm excited.
As being a leader of this team, what did you like that you saw the team rally around, especially not having Jalen Sellers and Mustafa Sharon on the court?
Next man up. Our coach always tells us strength is in our numbers, and we had a lot of guys step up and make plays. JJ was one of those guys that night. And Mikey was one of those guys at Arizona. Unfortunately, we came up short, but these young guys, they're starting to figure it out, day by day, game by game. So, they're starting to figure out that everyone's going to be needed, and when their name is called, to be ready.
Following the Kansas game, Coach Dawkins said that you guys pride yourself on defense and rebounding, and that you hadn't done that. But then you go to Arizona and you out-rebound them on the offensive boards 20-10, and you played some really good full-court press down the last 6 minutes of the game and didn't allow a field goal. How would you evaluate your performance recently, and do you feel like you're getting better in those areas?
I feel like the rebounding aspect, we've definitely done a better job. But defensively, as far as getting stops, I don't think we've done a great job. Like you said, they didn't score any field goals in the last 6 minutes, but it goes back to what he talked about with our defense and fouling. We put them at the line way too many times, which caused us to not be able to regain the lead.
Coach talks about how you guys are a very new unit a lot. How did the staying in Arizona together, for an extended period of time, help you guys really bond together, come closer as a team?
It was great. We're pretty much around each other all day. Do shoot around, pregame meals, but this team has been it's been a pretty close team. We have a different group of guys, a lot of different attitudes, a lot of different characters, but we gel well together. Even on and off the court, we still, like brothers. We consider us a brotherhood.
Darius, when Keyshawn starts going off and he's just scoring like crazy, like what's going through your mind? And are you kind of disappointed he had that foul trouble? Were you kind of curious how high his point total could have gotten?
Yeah, I'm definitely a little worried about how many points he could have got. He probably could have got 50. He was definitely on pace to get 50, but I knew they were going to try to make it tough for him. He scored 29 points in the first half. I knew they were going to try to throw some doubles at him, throw some extra help. But with Keyshawn, I knew he was going to make the right play. I feel like he's gotten better in that area a lot as the year has gone on. But yeah, I've never seen 40 in real life. I don't think. Well, one other time I've seen 40 in real life.
And you mentioned that the defensive side of the ball needs to improve. Where do you guys need to see that improvement? Where can it improve?
I feel like it starts with each individual matchup. Just taking pride in your individual matchup, making sure you contain your matchup, because as long as you're containing your personal matchup, then other guys don't have to help. Once you start putting guys in rotation, people have to rotate on different sides of the floor. That's where your defense can get a little stagnant.
All set?
Thanks, Darius.
Appreciate it. Thanks.